All right. Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Great Dr. Tim. You have a fancy setup too. I'm gonna have to upgrade my setup, I think. This is you got the fancy microphone and all that good stuff.
I do a little bit of podcasting, so
Oh, well, I my husband and I were having a discussion this morning and we realized that this is probably more of a YouTube channel than a podcast, so I probably should not call
fair.
it a podcast,
That's fair.
and it's fun for me. It's just a hobby.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is for me. I don't make any money from it, so
Right, right, exactly.
yeah.
So we saw you on TED Talk. Why did I say TED Talk? I meant Kill Tony. Lord have mercy. I
Yeah.
obviously have not finished my coffee today. So,
That's understandable.
so we saw you on Kill Tony,
Hmm.
and you did kill it. I mean, that was incredible.
Hmm.
Walk me through that whole process. Like I know that you're a doctor,
Hmm.
and how did that transition go from I'm doctoring and I think I want to dabble in comedy. Like had you always been a class clown? Had
So I've always been a storyteller. I
okay.
love telling stories, okay? And the only way you can tell stories in public is if you make people laugh. Otherwise, people think you're kind of like schizophrenic or something, you know. No, but I was always a storyteller. People would say I told tall tales too. So like my stories they didn't necessarily always have to be true. I just like telling stories and just getting the reactions out of
Just
people.
making it up on the fly, huh?
Yeah, just telling a random story, and then I went to medical school and I kind of had to stop telling stories because every time I told a story, I'd get in trouble or something. So I kind of put that on the back burner. But then my fourth year of medical school, after I'd finished everything, I did an open mic, and it was an
All
interesting
over.
experience. I bombed, and I was like, I have to do that again. And I just kept doing it over and over and over again.
So you're from Nashville, so I'm assuming you went to.
No, I'm from Arkansas. I live in
Oh, okay, 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 okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's
I live in Nashville. That's where I'm in residency right now.
okay,
So
okay.
all the people saying that online that are saying my girlfriend's a gold digger, she is digging up the wrong tree right
Right.
now.
I started saying, you're not at the point where you're making gold yet.
No, no, no
This
gold,
is
no
this
gold.
is the I'm broke and eating ramen noodles part of your
Exactly. Yeah, this is the
career.
grind part of my career. So, she's yeah.
So
If
do
she
you
gets gold, she deserves it.
yeah, right, right, exactly. A plastic surgeon, preferably.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So how did that process work just walk me through the Kill Tony process, beginning to end. Like
So,
you went down there, you
So it starts in Nashville. So like in April of last year, well, I guess this year, April of this year, I think it was like April 4th and 5th, Kill Tony was at Bridgestone Arena, the big
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
hockey arena here. So they came here. On April 2nd, I had bilateral hernia surgery. Yeah, and so I didn't really get to do the Kill Tony in Nashville.
Yeah.
I was pretty upset about that. And my girlfriend was like, saw that. She's like, I can see you're upset. You know what? I'm buying tickets to Austin. We're going to Kill Tony in Austin.
Aw.
Yeah, so it was real sweet of her. So we get down there on Friday. Um, we're at this mic, and I'm like, I didn't have any like job set up while I was there,
Yeah.
but we're at this mic, and honestly, everyone's bombing. They're doing so bad. So I'm just like, I go up to the guy, I'm like, hey, look, like I do comedy. No one's ever heard these jokes before. I wrote them all myself. Like I know I can do well with them. So just let me go up. And they were kind of like, nah. And then like another person bombed. I was like, really like put me up. What's the worst I can do? And so
Yeah.
they put me up and like there was only like two, three people in the crowd by the time I went up. But I did pretty like okay.
Yeah.
And then I I guess people saw it and like they were like, "Oh, this is this guy," and also like I'm a doctor, so
Yeah.
that kind of stands
Kind of
out.
unusual. Yeah.
Yeah. So like as I'm walking up to Kill Tony, like to the Kill Tony sign up thing, people are like, "Oh, it's Dr. T." So it felt kind of like I felt like this
Oh,
weird
so they'd
thing.
already kind of started.
Like people were already kind of like I was like, "Hmm, this is
Interesting.
interesting." Yeah. And like my girlfriend, I mean, we saw what she was wearing. She was dressed like the mothership type thing. She was wearing like that stuff. So she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the plan was that the plan worked the way it was supposed to work.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question. Did you intentionally both sign up so that
Yeah.
if one of you got picked, hopefully the other could go, or
Yeah.
hopefully you could go? Really?
Yeah,
Is
really, that
she
was
into
the thing. It's
comedy or
like
no?
she does not do comedy. But like it was on her bucket list that she wanted to do like do a set. She
Yeah,
wanted to do that. But 4 minutes in front of nobody is really tough.
yeah,
1 minute in front of everybody is kind of cool if that's your only time you're ever doing comedy. So I was like, we can kill like three birds with one stone here.
yeah. Just put it
So
all.
like, yeah, so we planned a little set for her. We sat down, wrote it together. We took one of my jokes and then kind of like turned it into like her perspective and like added a
Yeah.
little more to it. So it ended up working out really well. While we were in line, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this stuff, but I'm going to anyway. Uh,
I mean, if you didn't sign an NDA,
well, we signed an NDA, but it said
oh,
until the episode comes out.
oh, well, your episode's already aired,
Yeah,
so
so I guess I'm clear on that.
yeah.
Um, like while we're in line, they're vetting you in the line. They're like, "Hey, have you ever done comedy before? Do you
Really?
have a minute?
Okay.
Like, you think you can stand in front of 400 people
That
and
is
like,
surprising to me that they vet because so many people get up there and they're like, "Oh, this is my first time. Oh, this is my first time. Oh, this,
yeah,
and I'm like, so they actually vet you in the line though.
yeah, yeah. Well, more than that, they have two lines. They have a you've been on the show before, and then you've never been on the show before
Oh, okay.
line. So like but and they pull out like so if they want someone that's never been on the show, they'll pull out of the never been on the show bucket.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like it is random. People are like, oh, it's rigged. I'm like, it's semi-rigged.
Yeah.
But I
And that's
feel
what my thought was because this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 300 people in a bucket. And then they're next door. So I'm
Mhm.
thinking they probably pre-pull a certain amount of names and then put those in the bucket. And then those are random
Mhm.
draws. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it felt really random
Okay.
like how it worked, but it also felt like, it's like, okay, they're pulling out the new bucket right now.
Okay.
Like, 'cause- but so we're in the line in the new people line. The guy's vetting us. He's like, "How long have you been in comedy?" I'm like, "I've been doing it like 1, 2 years, like depending on how you count doing comedy."
Yeah.
He's like, "You have a minute?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I got a minute." And they look at her and they're like, "How long have you been doing comedy?" She's like, "It's my first time." They're like, do you have a minute?" She's like, "Yeah, I have a minute." And the guy looks at me and was like, "Does she really have a minute?" I was like, "Yeah, she has a minute." Can I cuss on the podcast?
Yeah.
All right, so he looks back at her and looks at her like really weird, is like, "Don't fuck this up." And like I immediately was like, "You're getting on."
Yeah.
And she was like, "What do you mean? How do you know?" I was like, "He told you not to fuck it up. You're getting
Yeah.
on."
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I was like,
So,
and I was like,
so that's interesting that he would vet through the line and be like, okay, so they vet and maybe pre-select possibly.
yeah, it seemed like pre-select. I mean, she was like the only like hot chick in the line. You know what I mean? Like it was like, and they really like. I knew that they like if there's like an attractive girl, they're gonna try to get her up there.
Right, right, right,
Like
right, right.
they want to be able to make jokes. Like even if she's not very like even if they suck, like they're still like,
Yeah,
hey, look, we got a hot
right,
chick.
right. I mean,
You know?
the reality of there's
Yeah,
probably mostly men in the crowd. I mean, they have the model that comes out. What's her
yeah,
name?
Heidi.
Heidi that comes out, and I'm always like, really,
She's
guys?
so sweet. Like my
Is
girlfriend loves
she?
her. Yeah, my
Oh,
girlfriend loves her, and she said that when she was up there, she was just like so sweet to her backstage. It was like,
that's
"You
good to
got
know.
this. Like
That's
you're
good to
so,
know.
it's like you're gonna do great. Like don't worry
Oh,
about it." So it was really cool that she got to see Heidi and like
and
Heidi
Heidi was
that little
encouraging.
interaction. But
That's awesome.
yeah,
So she got up there, and
so yeah,
her intention was to say, "Hey, my boyfriend actually does comedy."
so we had planned it out to where she doesn't specific like she ended up saying that, but like we had it planned out. It's like do not like make it seem like you're trying to get me on.
Right.
Just kind of like your joke's gonna be about me.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that much of the interview to be about me, like, but I was like, I was like,
Hey.
like, because she's awesome. She has a lot of hobbies and stuff, but they talk
Yeah.
more about me. But I didn't know that all that was going on.
Okay, okay. So
So,
there's no way for you guys in the back to hear or know what's happening?
right, because we're in a bar, we're 2 bars down.
Oh,
And
see, that's why I'm like, there's no way that they don't pre-select because if you're 2 bars down, they've got to, because they were saying,
so
go fetch him, go get him. So
yeah,
obviously she was in the pre-selected pool
yeah, and
that
I
they,
was not.
and so then they
No,
had to
but
go find him.
they pre-select them ahead of time. So like, uh, they called Elena's name,
Yeah.
and then like 5 minutes later they called someone else's name, and I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay, so I'm not getting up.
Yeah.
Then they called someone else's name,
Oh,
and then like right after they called someone else's name, they ran. I saw the producer guy run in the back and was like, "Is there a doctor in the house?" So I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Run." And so I was like, "Oh no!" So I was so
you're
not.
thinking there's a medical issue,
No,
probably.
no, no, no. I knew what was going on because I
Okay,
saw
okay,
the
okay.
producer run up here, and I was like, "Oh, it looks like I didn't get up."
Yeah,
Like, no, maybe it's just like maybe they just haven't called you up yet. Maybe like she's still in the interview. I was like,
yeah,
okay. And then the other one gets called, and I was like, ah, for sure, I'm not. So I kind of like chilled
yeah,
and relaxed.
yeah.
No more nerves. Like I was like, as soon as she got called, my heart was beating. I was like,
Oh,
oh no,
yeah.
I'm stressed. Like, but whenever he said, "Is there?" I saw the producer run up. And I was like, everyone was like, "Oh shoot, you're going up!" And I was like, "Really?" And they were like, "Is there a doctor in the house?" I was like, "Oh, this is like legit happening." He was like, "Run!" So I had no ner I had to run like a whole block.
Oh my
And they
gosh.
were like frisking me, patting me down, taking all the things out of my pockets, while also being like, "Hurry, hurry,
Hurry,
hurry!"
hurry, go, go, go.
Because like
Yeah.
they were like stalling on the stage. And when I get out there, I was so like, I'm surprised I didn't sound out of breath. I'm surprised I was like,
No,
like,
you sounded great. We saw that episode, and my husband and I were cracking up, and we're like that because some people you're like really, but
yeah,
we're like, oh no, he absolutely deserved that win. He deserved that win.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it was cool because I was running
You
and
didn't
my
have time to
heart
get
was,
nervous.
yeah, I had no nerves at all. I was just like, I felt like I just got done running a marathon. I was just like, I just felt like a little lightheaded and like nauseous is all.
Oh
And
Lord.
but the craziest thing though about the whole, I mean, all of it was crazy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
while we're sitting in there, I was sitting with next to one of my friends who I met in Austin. His name is Alex Verez. He's a really good comedian as well, but his nickname's Dusty or Slay because he looks like Dusty
Oh
Slay,
yeah, 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 yeah,
a little white, a little more
yeah.
white trash, which is
Okay.
fun to say. They're fun to think about.
Yeah.
So we're all sitting there. He's like, "Who do you think the panel is?" I was like, "Well, in a perfect world, it's Dusty Slay."
And it
And
was.
he was. Well, because I'm from Nashville, and Dusty's like the dude in Nashville.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was
That
really cool.
that's awesome. It really did work out just absolutely perfectly for you guys.
Yeah,
And we were so oh, hold on. I have a request. Did you get the big book?
I did.
And which well,
I
I
can
know you
grab
did
it if
because
you
we
want to see
watched
it.
it. Yeah, you got the big book. Did you get invited back to perform? Or are you planning to go back to perform?
Yeah, I got invited to the secret show.
Okay, so how did
I
that go?
did that. I did that. They don't bring. I didn't get a golden ticket, which is the hey, you
Yeah, you get to
automatically
come
get
back
back
whenever you want.
anytime you
Okay.
want. But I did get. I got it on the secret show. I was told I needed to sign up again. So next time I go down there, I'll text. I have like Red Band's number and everything. I'll just shoot him a text.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to go
Uh,
down there and basically say, "Hey, I'm signing up," and they'll
yeah.
like maybe prioritize you. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. So it's
Because
not a guaranteed spot, but it's a
yeah.
a
I'm
potential.
not like every other comedian is where this is the only thing I do, or this is like my like only like aspiration. Like I'm also like a doctor, and I
Yeah.
can't just like take off all the time, you know?
Right, right. Yeah. I mean,
Um,
it's life. And okay, so in a perfect world, I was going to ask this question, so I'm glad that you kind of segued us there. In a perfect world, are you a doctor or are you a comedian? Or are you like
well,
what is
laughter's the best medicine.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
So, maybe I'm just a really good doctor, and
Well, there you go.
I use comedy to spread health awareness. My whole thing is like I enjoy my patients wanting to come see me.
Yes.
If they
Yeah.
want to come for the experience of laughing and doing all this stuff,
Yeah.
and then through that they get healthier in the process, that's great.
That's smart. Most people do not enjoy going to see their doctor.
Yeah.
You know.
But I very when I first started, I had a lot of patients that wouldn't show up. But once they like meet me and like actually have a conversation with me and like are like cool with me and like honest with me, and I sit there and
Yeah.
I talk with them, they're like, oh, you know what? I just kind of want to come back. Sometimes they come back a little too much. I'm just like, hey, you don't have to come for everything, but you know, it's cool if you do if you do.
I really don't want to milk you, but
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
let's stretch this out a little bit.
yeah, yeah. No,
So,
it's fun.
are you
But
gonna go ahead?
I was gonna say, with in a perfect world, I just get a show at Zany's. You know,
Yeah.
I just have like a monthly showcase that I
Like a
can bring
spot
people
that,
out, you know.
yeah, that makes sense. Are
Yeah.
you planning to stay in Nashville and set up a practice and all of that, or
So that's the interesting thing is like I'm also moonlighting as an urgent care doctor, and the
okay?
company I work for, while I was in Austin, I had they called me and they asked me what I was doing, and I was like, I'm in Austin right now. And they're like, oh, do you like Austin? I was like, yeah. They're like, we're always trying to hire doctors in Austin.
Oh,
So it's like now I'm like kind of torn between, but because of the Slay show, like Dusty Slay being on the show,
yeah,
I did on Tuesday of this week, actually, I was at his sold out comedy show. His
awesome.
the
Did you
Grand
open
Ole
for him,
Comedy.
or
Hmm?
did you open for him, or like?
But he technically opened for me. The way he does it is he like starts off, he does 15 minutes, and then he brings me up.
Oh, nice.
He brought two other comics up, and then he closed out with like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So he did about like an hour and 10 minutes of
That's an
material.
unusual way to do it. That's kind of smart though, because you're
Yeah.
setting them up for guaranteed laughs because you've got a comedian
Yeah,
that you know is going to bring the laughter,
exactly.
and then the two middlemen, and then that makes sense. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, no, Dusty's a really great guy. He's hilarious, of course,
Oh
but
yeah, absolutely.
he also like, you know, we have a very similar like I feel like we have kind of a similar comedy style of
Yeah,
where it's just like kind of short, punchy stuff, but like
yeah,
also can tell a long story at the same
yeah,
time. But so it was really cool that he was the judge because it really opened up a lot of opportunities for me in Nashville.
yeah. Oh, I bet,
So
I bet. We're from Alabama. We originally were from Tennessee, just an hour south of Nashville, and moved here to Alabama. So when we heard that you were from Nashville, we were like, oh yeah, we've definitely got to talk to this guy. So I was pumped. Let me make sure I'm not running us out of time. Okay,
I
so
have all the time in the world this morning, so no worries.
huh?
I have all the time in the world this morning,
Oh,
so no
perfect.
worries.
Okay, okay. Well, I try to always be respectful. I don't want to like just run over. But at Ann's Arbor, this all started way back when. To as an effort for like I had just a passion to help single moms because I was a single mom for a long time, and so we kind of did some fundraisers for that. And now that we've moved to Alabama, it's kind of morphed into, well, let me reach out and let me do these interviews and see who you support, see what your passion project is, see where your heart lies. So, do you have an organization or something that just drives you to say, hey, if I could tell everybody in the world to support this one thing, this is what it is?
I mean, if you've been to Nashville, you know the homeless problem's like really
Yeah.
crazy here. I feel like with being in residency, I work at a low income hospital. I deal with a lot of homeless people, and I always like to advocate for them and not just like treat them and street them as the type of
Yeah.
medicine they do here. When I was in medical school, I was the president of the Canvas Clinic, which is where we would go to the area in it was in Little Rock, which also has quite a homeless population. And we would like give diabetic foot exams and like make sure that people like check people's blood pressure. And
Yeah.
if anything was wrong, we'd send them to the hospital. But I really like to support the homeless quite a bit. In any way that I can. I don't like give them money because I got to pay off student loans, but you know,
Yeah.
uh,
Again, you're in the ramen part
yeah, yeah, I'm in
of
the
your
wrong
career.
phase, but I just think really just being compassionate to people and making sure that like you still treat them like a person.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest thing.
That is an interesting concept in the world today. It
Hmm.
seems like that's a forgotten art, how to
Yeah.
make people like people.
Yeah. I mean, because like really, even sometimes I like have the bias of like, oh, you don't have any teeth, you have track marks all up your arm, like you kind of did this yourself. And it's like, yeah, well, anyone can do it to themselves, you know?
Right. Well, and you also have to look at what got them to that place. Like typically that type of drug abuse happens after they're trying to escape something.
Yeah.
Emotional, whatever, sexual abuse, physical abuse. They're trying to escape something, which is why they do drugs.
Yeah.
And it's just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah. No one's just like, hey, I'm going to start doing
Right, right.
fentanyl for no reason.
Exactly. Nobody wakes up one morning and goes, you know what? I'm going to be a dope head. I'm going to be a drug addict for the rest of my life, and I'm going to live on the street. That's what I want to do.
And what I found is most of like I say homeless because that's like what I grew up saying. People are saying unhoused now. I was like, well, when I was younger, it was bums, you know. So it's
Right.
like home, the homeless. I don't think that's offensive term to anyone,
No.
but they, a lot of them are victims of like the foster care like system,
Yeah.
and they've been in this like ongoing foster care system that didn't work for them since they were children.
Yeah,
Like
and that's so
sexual abuse.
unfortunate, but that is so
Yeah.
true. Because I mean, the minute and a lot of people may not know, but the minute that you foster out, the minute you turn 18, they give you a bag of stuff and go. Like they don't give you an apartment, they don't like they don't set you up for life.
Yeah.
They
Then you have
just
to go to like halfway houses and
yeah,
like shelters, and then you're hanging around people who shoot up all day. And then
right.
that's the crowd, and that's how you get into it. It's I think
But
really
what
just listening to these people's stories is how you can help them the most. Because
yeah,
they already know what they're doing wrong. If they're doing something wrong, they already know they shouldn't be doing stuff
right,
they
right.
shouldn't be doing. But it's like, what's the option? Like what can you do? It's really I really think whenever I have a patient like that, the number one thing that it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to fix them. I'm not gonna be able to fix them. I'm not gonna be able to make their life that much better. I can only make them have a decent time while they're here. And I can make them feel like a person for a little bit and maybe like put a spark in their eye, like, hey, not everyone's a evil person. But sometimes I kick them out because they're really rude to staff.
Yeah, I mean,
That's everybody. I,
yeah.
I mean,
It's a mixed bag. That's people. That's people in general. Sometimes you're gonna get people that hate the world, and you're gonna be like, you gotta, you can't hate the world in this location where we're trying to help you.
exactly.
So,
Um, yeah, it's tough. I will say Nashville does have a lot of funny homeless people.
oh, really?
Austin's homeless people were aggressive and mean.
Interesting that you would make that comparison.
Yeah, well, because I mean, in Little Rock, they know that they're not getting money from people because everyone there's poor.
Yeah,
But in Nashville, there's all these rich bachelorette parties and everything.
that's
So
true.
like,
That's
I feel
true.
like the population here, they're like, oh, I know I have to have something that stands out from the crowd to get something.
Interesting.
But in Austin, it's like they deal with, especially on Sixth Street, they deal with broke comedians all day that will just make rude jokes. So they're like just trying. Like I was walking in Austin, and this guy, he had more like track marks than a train station.
Oh,
He came up to me. He was like, "Hey man, you got 50 cents," which low ball offer,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Like I don't carry change. Like I never have
Nobody
change.
carry. Well, in the world of debit cards, it seems like it would be
Yeah.
smarter for these guys to be like, "Hey, you want to?" I
Yeah,
mean,
he asked for 50 cents. And I went to reach in my pocket and like to check, but I had $1. So I was like, no, I don't have 50 cents. And he was like, you broke ass bitch. And I was like, looks like I'm keeping my dollar. I was like, yeah,
right.
I was like, what? That was so rude. But they deal with, but I get it. Like it's just
Yeah.
kind of like the situation, but I love
Oh,
them. They make
yeah.
me
So
really.
if you had, is there a specific um organization that you would support, or it just the homeless in general? Yeah.
Oh, I guess my organization is my hospital. I try to support my hospital in dealing with them and like making sure that they get treated properly. But it
Yeah.
was before that, it would be the Canvas Clinic. That's the
Campus clinic.
organization.
Are those
That's a
places
little.
that somebody can donate to? Like, or I mean, I like to crochet. My husband teases that I am the youngest granny he knows, and I don't have any grandchildren because I will sit and crochet and watch murder mysteries. You know,
Mhm.
that's my thing. So, like, if I wanted to send scarves or gloves or whatever, where would could I send it to Canvas? Could I send it to your
Let
hospital?
me let me look up. Hold on, give me just a second. I'm gonna look up the one here in Nashville because I just haven't had time. Because I haven't had time to.
No, that's quite all right. I probably should have given you a heads up. I try to always say, hey, everybody come ready with an organization or something that you want to support. And I may not have done that.
You might have done that, and I might have
Oh,
overlooked.
okay, so let me just say I did that and you just didn't read it.
Yeah, it was my fault. Which seems like a thing to me because there's the number one thing I get in trouble for is
Um,
not reading my emails.
okay, then we'll just go
It's the
with that.
Nashville Rescue Mission.
Okay, Nashville Rescue Mission. Perfect. The Nashville Rescue Mission.
Yeah, I was trying to look at the one in Nashville, and that's it right there. So,
All right. I will make sure that that is tagged in all of our stuff as well. I so appreciate you talking me through this, and you've answered so many questions that I've had just watching Kill Tony. Like, thank you.
right. It's
I,
fun to talk. It's fun to talk about because like it. I actually when I like I said I was a storyteller when I first started comedy, and I mean I before I started comedy I was a storyteller, but when I started comedy I was like I realized I need to have punchlines, so I started watching Kill Tony. I was like, oh, I need to write jokes like this. That way I can tell a story.
right. I
Because
have
if I
been amazed um, watching comedians. Like, I never realized, and I've said this, I think, in several of my little interviews, but I never realized how much work was in comedy. Because
it's a
people get up
lot.
there and they make it look so easy. They just get up there and and my husband teases me and he's like, well, you should go. You should try it. And I'm like, I'm just awkward. I'm not funny. I'm just awkward.
I
So,
think if you have a minute of jokes, you should try it because it could like literally like change your life. Like I went from not getting booked anywhere at all, and I started getting paid for shows.
they say,
Yeah, you know David Jolly.
the name sounds familiar.
He's DeAndre Holmes. He's like Cam's uncle.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've opened for him. I've hosted for him. Like Drew Nickens, Rick Diaz.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, done all that stuff.
I may have to take my husband up on it
Yeah,
and get my minute together.
it's a fun experience. And like I said, if you do well, it can change your life. If you do bad, it can change your life. So just also
Would
remember
be
that.
me. I would get up there and probably bomb like the worst bomb ever and just smile and go, okay. Like I'm just the queen of awkward. It's pitiful.
Well,
But
your interview skills are great, so I think you do good on that
oh,
side.
well, thank
Yeah.
you. I'm practicing. I'm practicing. Maybe I'm not a get up in front of people kind of person, which is interesting, because I interpret sign language. And so I'm often up in front of big crowds. I've done conferences, but it's different because it's not me. I'm just a conduit,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
You
I
get
may
up
have
there and
to,
literally just tell jokes in sign language and like halfway through, be like, just kidding, I speak English. Again,
and I just have to tell them I am really funny. You just don't understand me.
yeah.
All right. Well, I will let you go, Dr. Tim. Thank you so much. Where is
Thank
your
you.
next performance going to be? Where's your?
I will be at Dimitri's Common in Lebanon, Tennessee on October 18th. And then I will be at the Nashville Comedy Loft opening for Drew Nickens on November 14th.
All right. So if you want to see Dr. Tim, which I highly recommend that you do, because he left us in stitches for just a minute. So go to those two places and support Nashville Rescue Mission.
There we go.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Tim. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Annie.